We all think we know what globalization looks like. We all also think we know what global trade looks like, and what has been a huge expansion over centuries, from the days of the pioneers who opened up the world to cross-border commerce, to today's vast container ships crisscrossing oceans around the clock.
But the world is changing rapidly around us, and so too are the shapes of globalization and trade. Think about the future of both these days.
And you quickly realize that trade is already starting to look a lot less like this, and much more like this. That is a reflection of both how our lives have become more digital, and how, armed with our smartphones and an open mind, we can travel the world without leaving our own living rooms. The British economist John Maynard Keynes famously offered a vision of infinite possibilities to the consumer. On the eve of the First World War, he wrote, "The inhabitant of London could order by telephone, sipping his morning tea in bed, the various products of the whole earth, in such quantity as he might see fit, and reasonably expect their early delivery upon his doorstep."
And since then, we've moved a lot further. These days, anything an inhabitant in London or Washington or Beijing might want is available via an app on his or her phone. Money can be shifted across borders with a few clicks and swipes. Raw materials can be ordered with an email. Trade financing for widgets from far-off factories can be ordered via the cloud.
The odd thing is that even as we recognize how much our lives have changed, we rarely think about how trade has been shifting with it. For decades, the trade in goods around the world, which is now worth more than $18 trillion each year, grew at twice the rate of the global economy in what some called the era of hyperglobalization. But that has changed since the 2008 financial crisis. For several years now, trade has been growing at the same rate or even slower than the global economy. Some of that is clearly cyclical and due to the economic scars left by the global crisis. But some economists also argue that a big component of that slowdown has been structural, either because of China's growing role in global supply chains and because increasingly those supply chains are more Chinese than global, or because more of what we do and trade is related to services. That takes many different forms, from lawyers to architects to accountants to global musical phenomena. Gangnam Style. We are, many futurologists tell us, at the beginning of another wave of innovation that is going to upend global trade patterns yet again. 3D printing has the potential to short-circuit long international supply chains.
This could be different. The pioneers of 3D printing are making it possible for us to order goods on our phones or on our tablets, and for us to manufacture them in our own homes. The changes could be profound. Think localization rather than globalization. Shawn Donnan, Financial Times, Washington.